Greetings, my fellow meme consumers. I have just rewatched Toy Story 2, directed by a few people. It's an animated film, it's usually a bunch of directors. But this is one of my favorite films of all time, and it's easily, for me, like the best 3D animated film of all time. I'm not sure about stop motion and traditional animation. I haven't rewatched a bunch of traditional animated films, and I haven't seen hardly any anime films besides Akira and Princess Mononoke. But as far as 3D films, this is easily the best one for me, and it's one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion. I really like this film. It's follows a sort of, not a formula, but a method that a lot of Pixar movies follow, which is it's both a farce, like a parody in a way, but it's also genuine. So it's another film that did a long time ago was Singing in the Rain, where the opening scene is just poking fun at Hollywood and all these traditions, but then it gives into those traditions, but they're aware of them, so it's more genuine that way. This film does that. I mean, it references Star Wars a lot with the not Vader, but pretty much Vader, Zurg, and Buzz Lightyear complex, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff in this film that I'm not even going to talk about half of it because there's a lot. Like the first two acts is mostly that stuff. Towards the end of the second act and especially the third act, that's the more serious stuff, and that also works really well. Like the famous Jesse scene is legitimately sad, even though like you can't really technically relate because you've never been a toy that's been abandoned. But I guess themes of abandonment would be relatable. But it's the presentation of it that's like so sad to me. Like the way it's like this person's or this toy's life has really sucked, and they've been trapped in this box, and they pretty much have like PTSD, and it's also a little bit more like a lot of things that you won't pick up on as a kid, maybe not too much, or realize how funny it is until like now, like watching it now, like when it says it's not a suicide, it's a rescue. It's just there's just I was laughing a lot in this film. It's a very funny film and a really well made film. As far as yeah, like I said, this is my favorite out of all the 3D animated. Incredibles, WALL-E, Ratatouille are very close, especially like the plot of Incredibles and the animation. And Ratatouille also does a similar like where it pokes fun at stuff, but it's also genuine. But they are they're like Toy Story 2 and Ratatouille, and all Pixar films, but especially those two are very similar in that way. It's very close. And Incredibles is a lot more genuine. That there's still some poking fun because obviously it's poking fun at superhero movies, which even the vast majority of them hadn't even come out yet, but it pokes fun at that. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this. There are also a lot of like hidden details that Pixar likes to put in their movies. Not even just references other films like the Pizza Planet car and A113 and all of that stuff. And I don't know like where the reference to the next movie was. Even though what's interesting is that the I'm pretty sure the car that I don't remember the character's name, but like the villain drives is the Flow car from Cars. I don't know if that was intentional because usually you have like if you look at Monsters Inc., you can see a little Nemo toy and stuff like that they put in their films. Like it's like to hint to what the next one is. I'm sure like a lot of you know that, but I wasn't paying too much attention to that. Although there was I'll just point out one cool thing I noticed. Whenever the Etch-a-Sketch, they're doing the detective stuff and trying to find Al. I just remembered his name because Al's Toy Barn, obviously. If his name, whatever. When they're trying to find him, the Etch-a-Sketch is standing on a clue box, which I thought was just a little nice touch. That's kind of subtle, and they don't point it out. But I also really like the transitions in this film. They're really just a lot of fun and cool. It's like almost like Citizen Kane stuff, like the shot in Citizen Kane, where it zooms in to this picture of people's two rows of people sitting, and then transitions to that a picture being taken in the future, and like those kind of transitions. Here they're a little bit more comical, like when Buzz Lightyear is like saying from the American flag, and then it's on a flag on TV, and that was fun. And then when he says, Al says he's just like brand new, and then it cuts to new and stuff like that. Like those are a lot of fun. And yeah, I really like this film. It's just so much fun while also having like genuine heart and emotion in it. So yeah, Really good film. I don't feel like there's just so much to say. Like anything I could say, like it's already been said before, and I mean, I'm assuming most people have seen Toy Story 2, but it's personally my favorite. Toy Story, the first one, is very close, but I feel like this one improved on that, and just took both the comedy and the drama further. There isn't anything quite as iconic as like the "You Are a Toy" gas station scene from the first one. They even like tribute that in this. So there is a lot of references to the first film, while not seeming like derivative of the first film. Seeming it's like its very own thing, which I really liked. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Bye, I guess.